Okay, all right. The Canes got that last night. B's injuries finally caught up to him. Their goalie stood on his head. It's okay. It's okay because you live to play another day. We're talking the state of the B's all show long.
I think that's a testament to the guys that came in and next man up mentality, and that's something that we take pride here in Boston. And again, I think that we can take positives from tonight, and obviously not happy with the outcome, but still we know that we can be, that game could have gone either way, so that's something that we can build on and move forward in this road trip.
So, Luz, yesterday we referenced a tweet from renowned sports bettor, the Philly Godfather. He said the Patriots are going to lose 3 out of their next 4 games. Travis here pretty much called him stupid. Guess who's on the show today? It's coming. It's going to be fun.
Yes, and we will talk to Nat Gordon of the Play Testy podcast, who will answer all of your Red Sox offseason questions and give us his dream scenario for what the team will look like next season. And it's all coming up right now.
It was all a dream. Boston has entered the chat. Wake up, we in here. Welcome in, Salem 5 Studios, Nets Nation, Travis Thomas, Adam Kaufman, Lucy Burdge in the house. How is everyone? I was going to say Victory Tuesday, but the Bruins, they didn't quite get us there.
I was going to say, I had this bad dream last night. Turns out the Bruins, they lost their game against the Hurricanes. I was hoping what I won't. No, that wasn't the way you imagined it.
I know.
It did.
It happens.
Yeah, then you wake up and you're like, oh, yeah, they did lose that game.
Yeah.
So it really is a nightmare, really. But we're going to be victorious today.
Yes.
So that's what
Sometimes you're going to get outplayed by a team that is either on or even above your level. These things are going to happen over the course of a long season. Listen, it's not like they just got, for one, it was a close game.
It was.
Not like they got shellacked.
No.
But also, they didn't get beaten by this
Juggernaut.
markedly inferior team.
That's right.
The other way, like a team that's just trash, bottom of the NHL standings. We're sitting here, what happened with the Bruins? No, look, they were outclassed ever so slightly in this one singular game against a team that has won 6 of 8, has points in 7 of 8, and oh, by the way, you are hurting right now.
Hurting?
You
are a mass unit.
3 of your top 6 forwards.
Yes.
There's no Elias Lindholm. He's been out. There's no Casey Middlestad. He's been out. Now, obviously, there's no Victor Arvidsson for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, Charlie McAvoy, who might need surgery after taking that slap shot to the mouth. We have no clue what his timetable is. He doesn't play. And so you're down, arguably, your top defenseman.
That's right.
So, look, the deck was kind of stacked against them last night. Not to make excuses. You don't want to hear it from the dressing room. You don't want to hear it from Marco Sturm. I can do it. Who am I?
Yeah,
you kind of make excuses.
It's not excuses. These are reasons. These are, I mean, listen, like you said, you went the other way. You said this isn't some trash team. I don't think this is a juggernaut team either in the Canes. I think they're marginally better than the Bruins. It wasn't some, I didn't watch that and think there's a Grand Canyon between these two teams.
It's not the one-loss avalanche.
That's right. That's right. So, in the end, with all the injuries, I mean, Swayman still played pretty good. We're going to hear from him in a minute. Their goalie stood on his head. It was still, I didn't watch this game and think, sometimes I do watch the Bruins and other teams and think, man, they just ain't got it tonight. They're flat. They just didn't even get off the bus, right? That wasn't the case. Watching it, I saw injuries galore, everything you said. Their goalie got hot, and that team's marginally better. I was surprised when the Bruins beat them the first time around, and that was in the middle of the streak, or really helped get the streak going. But last night, it was not surprising. It was disappointing, but it wasn't surprising at all. Did you feel the same way, Luz?
I felt the same way. I felt like if they weren't tired, which they were, they're a little slower, a little emotionally exhausted, perhaps, or beat up, that maybe they could have been more in this and won this game, potentially, because they kept up with the Hurricanes in spots when it comes to shots on goal pretty well. They had 30 and the Hurricanes had 32, but it was the giveaways. They had 27 giveaways. Carolina had 15. So that's slowness. Marco Sturm also talked about this slowness that he saw at morning skate before the game and said that he kind of wasn't surprised that this happened and that what we saw was what was on the ice. But if they could overcome that, and now going on a West Coast road trip, that tiredness is not something you want to go into a West Coast road trip with. No. But it wasn't shocking to him that this happened. But if this wasn't the case, they maybe could have kept up more with this team.
Yeah, it's a team that, as we celebrated yesterday, was coming off of an emotionally charged win at Montreal. It's hockey night in Canada, all this fisticuffs off the opening face-off. It was everything you wanted in the original 6 matchup, a rivalry game between two teams that haven't really been good at the same time in almost a decade.
Wow.
And the Bruins come out better for it, obviously. And so, Sturm, we're going to hear from Marco Sturm. And, Coach, I apologize if I'm stepping on what you're going to tell us, but there was an element of, as you acknowledged, them coming out and just whether it was mentally, physically, he said it, like we weren't 100%
That's right.
of what we typically are. And it was a bad schedule spot. You know, you're traveling, not that it's a tough trip, but you're coming back home, facing a team that's, again, at the very least on your level, if not a bit better, and is coming in hungry, looking to get even after you beat them the first time.
That's right.
And you're coming off, again, this just a win that probably in that dressing room felt so good and so lively, and it has that sort of playoff intensity behind it.
Yep.
It's a bad schedule spot.
That's right.
These things happen.
Emotionally drained, physically drained. Hey, Jeremy Swayman still put up 29 saves in the loss. Here he is after.
You guys a bit shorthanded. Just how do you feel like the team has adapted and worked together to come out tonight?
I thought we've had a great mentality of just next man up, and anyone that's in this lineup is going to do their job to a T. So really proud of the guys that have stepped in and played their role well.
Jeremy, even if you have that mentality, does it take a little bit for some of those guys to get used to playing with each other and get used to playing structurally together?
I'm sure it does. And again, it's a system that works. So if guys in the right spot, it's going to work. And you know, with reps, with games, with shift after shift, you're going to get more and more chemistry within each other. So again, I thought that the game got better as we got better as the game went on and trending in the right direction.
Can going on the road help with so many new guys coming in?
I think so. And again, we miss our guys that aren't here. Let's be up front about that. But that's an opportunity for guys that, you know, are all NHL capable. And again, we're confident going into this road trip, knowing that everyone wearing the black and gold today gives us a chance to win every night.
No rest for the weary. At Ducks, at Kings, at Sharks coming up for the Bees. 617-790-0928. Call us. Get in here. We're talking Bruins. That's a hellacious road trip.
Gauntlet, man. It's a tough trip. You know, you go from tough schedule spot in my excuse making to just bona fide tough trip. And that's what this is. Like, if you're a Bruins fan, you have to be out there thinking 2-2. Somehow 5 out of 8 points, that would be great.
I'll take it.
That would be great. This is more than I'll take it. I'll celebrate it. That's what it is. Like you're sitting here, not that they operate this way inside that dressing room, but for us outsiders, you're sitting here and you're, you know, fearing 1 and 3 or something along those lines. The fourth one obviously coming again cross country and facing the Islanders, who are no slouch, who you've already seen this year. So this is the Ducks, who are coming off a win last night, 6-1 at home, and they're right with you in the standings, albeit in the Western Conference. Kings, pretty much on your level as well. 24 points. They're on your level. They've won 4 out of 5, but they're bad at home. They're 1-4-2. Maybe somehow you can exploit that deficiency for whatever reason it exists. I don't know why. Sharks are not as bad as they've been in recent years. They're 500 on the nose at this moment, and they're winners of 4 out of 6. And then, of course, the Islanders, who we'll look at as we get closer, that's a team that's won 4 out of 5, Lucy. And so this is every game you can make the case for this ain't going to be easy.
Yeah, and this is what we've kind of seen from the Bruins, though, this season is streak, loss here and there, streak, loss here and there.
Right.
So maybe this is a good time to get a loss out of the way and then a West Coast road trip that maybe you go on a streak for. Marco Sturm also did say the schedule is something that every team has to play through.
Sure.
He said everyone goes through the schedule like this, but you have to stay mentally strong. We're going to have a lot of games like that. Doesn't matter at home or on the road. You have to find a way, and the details matter. And this is what he's expressing to the team, I would think, and he would probably say to them, we can't be sleeping through these games anymore.
Like, it's to that point. Like, we're going to talk about the Patriots later on. We're going to talk about the Patriots as often as humanly possible with what they're doing right now. But what they're doing right now, a huge part of that is the schedule.
Absolutely.
You play the games that are on your schedule, so you can benefit from that, or you can fall victim to it. It's just, it is what it is.
Even what Lucy was saying, sort of the streak, and then you kind of fall off, and then you get.
Oh, it's a roller coaster.
That's a credit to Coach Marco, though, because he has these guys locked in, buy-in, if you will.
Sure.
And listen, I mean, I fully anticipate, I know this West Coast trip is going to be tough, but I do anticipate a good showing from the Bees here because of Coach Marco keeping these boys locked in. Here he is after the loss last night.
Marco.
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably schedule most. That would be my guess. I don't know. I never looking for excuse, even if guys are in our lineup or not. But yeah, no, even I felt it. I'll be honest, I felt it today. It was an emotional night the other night in Montreal, and yeah, we felt it in the morning. We felt it before the game. It was just a slow day today, and I could see it in their eyes. We were just mentally, physically not 100% today. That's for sure. No, that's again. We know they're gonna. It's a pinching team. We know they want to stretch us out. In both sides of the puck, we just didn't do a good job. We just again, when you're not sharp, you always kind of like a step behind. I feel like, and they jumped in front of us a lot of times. We were just. Seems like we were late on everything, and that was today the frustrating part. They didn't do anything special. Everyone goes through the schedule like this year, and again, you got to stay mentally strong. Though we're gonna have a lot of games like that. It doesn't matter at home or on the road, but you got to find a way, and the details matters. And you can see on the goals against. You don't get the puck out, and all of a sudden ends up in the net. So those are little things we have to learn throughout the season, that's for sure.
Polo, 617-790-0928. Call us, get in here, we want to talk to you. Now, here's 2 reasons. I'm not hitting any panic button. I'm not even worried at all about the Bees.
These are still the Atlantic leaders.
Exactly. 2 reasons. Number 1, they're in first place in the division still, as Adam said. Number 2, Lucy is still betting on the Bruins.
I absolutely am. Bruins money line all day throughout the West Coast road trip and beyond.
What more do you need?
Value in the number.
What more do you need
about this?
If she's betting on them, I'm in.
Stanley Cup, guys.
One thing we should mention, but I would love for them to win the Stanley. Red Sox win the World Series. The Patriots will win the.
Duck boats are going to be.
Duck boats are coming. They're going to be working overtime, man.
Busy.
Get ready. It's not just tour season. Tour in the city.
Celtics, bless your heart. You gave us one.
Yeah.
Most recently.
It's all good. Thank you, Celtics.
Honestly, it's only been a little over a year, however long it may feel.
Feels longer.
It was a fun time.
Yeah.
The thing that should be acknowledged, well, again, on one side, leading the division, on the other side, all these things we're talking about with the schedule, no team in the NHL has played more games than the Boston Bruins right now.
That's why they're tired.
Exactly.
They're exhausted.
That's
honestly, like they may be 4-game road trip. Awesome. We're going to the West Coast. Great. Can I kick up my feet and grab a nap? How long's that flight? 6 hours? Terrific. Leave me alone. Marco, you go watch film. I gotta relax, man. I am spent. These guys, I think they might be sitting back just a little bit and going, we are burning the candle at this point. The teams that are chasing us, that are 1-2 points behind us in the division, they also just so happen to have a couple of games in hand as well. And eventually, I actually think this is a good thing. Eventually, that's going to even out, as we know it. I don't just mean by the end of the season.
Get some rest.
I mean, there's going to be this lull that comes along at some point during the season where the Bruins, as opposed to a 4-game week, they've got a 3-game week. And some other team behind them, they play 4. And so, everyone's got to hit this stretch.
That's right.
And the Bruins, maybe they're banged up at the right time and playing tired at the right time. And by the time this stuff spreads out a little bit, they're going to be healthy.
Lucy, my son last night literally said, I feel like the Bruins play every night, and it's the same teams over and over again. I said, it is, son. You're right.
It is spot on that. And this might be the best time for a West Coast trip because you can sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
If you were lucky enough to be able to, because I know I can't. But if
can they create a sleep environment on the plane?
These guys
are you allowed to light candles on a plane?
Yeah,
these guys, probably not. That sounds like a terrible hazard. I wouldn't do that. The whole plane is going to combust. We'll have a tragedy. No, you can't do that.
Light some sage candles, cigarettes on the plane.
We heard this guy say on TV to try this.
What is this, the 70s?
Cigarettes!
Where's your ashtray? The ashtray between the seats still? That little area? No.
I believe that's a federal offense.
They're not flying coach like back in the day. I mean, hell, when I was broadcasting games, minor league hockey, we had buses with bunk beds for 20 people.
Yeah,
that was minor league hockey.
Though.
How do you think these guys are doing?
That's nice.
I'm sure they're sleeping comfy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm not worried about it.
They need it.
They had to accommodate Chara, and he's 90 feet tall. You need some big
Get
beds.
some sleep, Bruins. We need you to
They're
wake
going to
up.
be so sluggish in the next game. We're like, what's going on? Tylenol PM is what happened to them. It's still in them.
Also, did it have to be Taylor Hall yesterday taking it to him? I know it's been a few years since he's been here, but Taylor, come
He's
on.
such a nice guy, too. If I had it longer in this segment, I'd tell you. Matter of fact, in the commercial break, I'll tell you guys my Taylor Hall.
I cannot.
Well,
sorry,
that's not
y'all.
nice.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We're out of time. 617-790-0928.
And now what's trending?
That's right. When
Taylor
we come
Hall
back.
and Travis.
What's trending in the world of
Wait,
sports?
Taylor and Travis?
I kind of like that.
I just put that together.
I like that.
Yeah, those two seem to go
Sounds
together.
It has a
don't
nice
they?
familiar.
ring. You know it. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
You know what doesn't have a good ring to it? Bill and Jordan.
Oh, sounds beautiful.
More on that next, right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat.
Welcome back into Boston Has Entered the Chat. It is time now for us to go around the world of sports and see what is trending. And there is a lot trending right now.
There is.
Nonstop.
Nonstop, it really is, 24/7. But the biggest thing trending right now, guys, is Spitgate. Ever heard of it? Because it is rocking the world right now. Tom Pelissero tweeted basically what you need to know about this, about Spitgate. The NFL is suspending Bengals star Jamar Chase 1 game for unsportsmanlike conduct after he was caught on video spitting on Jalen Ramsey. That's about as low as it gets.
It is.
Barring a successful appeal,
right?
yeah, Chase is now set to miss Sunday's game against your New England Patriots.
Good.
So appeal, because this was on camera. This
That's
happened.
right. 4K.
Yes, so people reacted to this naturally.
Make it 4K.
This is 4K, guys. Unk Killer HZ said the schedule just got easier for the Pats. Path to the Super Bowl goes through Foxborough, Massachusetts. That is a fact, guys. That is a fact. Dev said his appeal should be immediately denied for lying because what we saw in this footage of it is that he spit on him. He spit on him.
Oh, there's no denying.
Then he said, I ain't spit on nobody. You a damn lie. We saw you in 4K. And spit on that man. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
What is the appeal with Roger Goodell or whoever he's going to talk with about
Watch
the
denying.
video, man. It's right there.
Your hand's in the cookie jar.
This wasn't spitting, but like you know, it's not spitting while you talk kind of thing. This was a full-on, like you said,
bro.
Wind up and go.
Yeah, really
premeditated spit.
You could watch.
Of course he got punched.
Exactly. If you really zoom this in and slow this down, you could see him lock and load for this too.
That's nasty.
I do not want to zoom in too much on this.
I did like the Bruder film of this because there is no denying.
That's right.
Spit on
this is not pre-COVID, okay?
No, exactly.
We have lived through a pandemic. You can't
This is a hell of
be out here
cannot do this
with bodily fluids flying at people.
Exactly.
You can't have it.
No, you can't.
He could have started a whole epidemic around here.
He could have. And then,
now we would like to go to a statement from Dr. Fauci. You can't go spitting at people's faces post-COVID.
Literally, though. Or you
like
know
it was okay before that.
Can we book a scientist for the program, please?
Okay,
Jalen Brown's been hanging out with Bill Nye. Can we get Jalen Brown here?
It's so disgusting. Like that's what Dr. Fauci should. Everyone should release a statement. No spitting. Like preschool teachers, that's what they say.
Jalen Ramsey's not getting suspended. He's going to be wearing a mask on the field next time.
Well, he got in trouble in the game over punching the guy.
Well, because it's not two wrongs don't make a right, Travis. You can't go punching people.
I don't know. Somebody spit on you right now. I'm defending you for punching the hell out of him.
Ultimate sign of disrespect, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would rather get punched in the face than spit on in the face.
Yeah,
like, easily.
Sends a message.
That's not as bad.
Either
as
way, good news for the Patriots
Yes.
because I don't want any parts of this guy. And I understand. You and I went on this yesterday where you're saying this team needs the challenge of figuring out how to stop a number one option. We saw Drake London kill them. We've seen a couple guys kill the Patriots this year. I understand that in theory, but at the same time, thank you, football gods. I don't want any parts of Jamar Chase. Suspend his arse. I don't need it.
Yes, thankfully, this
shouldn't
happened.
even be an entertaining game.
Exactly.
Patriots should roll in this game.
They should.
Yeah, it's a great thing that this happened before the Patriots game. Jamar Chase won't be sitting on any Patriots players, so we avoided an epidemic of our guys.
Good point.
Another reason the path goes through Foxborough.
Yes, we'll be healthy.
Down the line, healthy.
This really could be a line of demarcation this season for Cincinnati.
Could be.
I mean, this. Not that I thought Cincy was going to beat New England. I didn't. But you go out there, you get just throttled, embarrassed. It's as ugly as it conceivably could be with just Joe Flacco throwing a T. Higgins. There's no Hendrickson, there's no Burrow, and obviously there's no Chase. You fall to what are they, 3-7? So you fall to 3-8.
Why even bring Burrow back at this point?
Well, that's the conversation, right? Like Chase is going to play, obviously. Yeah. He's going to return after the one-game ban. That I don't care about the appeal. It's holding up. You did it.
Yeah,
but as far as Burrow goes, I could see if he had been maybe ready for the Patriots, and obviously he's not.
Yeah.
The urgency of trying to get themselves back into the dance, back in the playoff race in the AFC, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's at least a week, maybe a couple of weeks out, then you're sitting there, you're 3-9 or whatever it is. Like, no, it's why bother? See you week one.
Let me give you some context on how far this team is out of it, okay? The Bengals right now in the wild card race, I'm looking at it, are behind the Dolphins. What more do you need?
These scorching hot Dolphins who play for Mike McDaniel, who we've always said on this show is a great head coach.
Exactly.
He's wacky, though, you guys.
I mean, no further questions, Your Honor. They're behind the Dolphins. Why bring Joe Burrow back at all? It doesn't make sense. So, listen, again, thank God Jamar Chase did this. I think it is the low of the low for humans that we can do to one another, but I'm glad he did it because now he doesn't play in this game, and the Patriots should drub their arse. They should. We know sometimes these things don't go this way. But even if the Bengals cover, even if it's a decent game and Flacco pulls a Flacco and turns into prime Flacco, okay, and he keeps you in the game, you're still going to lose, Bengals. That's all that matters to me. Get the win. Get home field throughout, Patriots, please.
Yeah, and we also had a former Patriots head coach in the news who loves to be in the news lately because he's just releasing statements all over the place.
From being in the news.
Exactly, no days off from being in the news, releasing statements, loves to be the headline.
This looks terrible.
Does he or does Jordan love to be the headline?
There you
because
go.
that is who I believe wrote the statement that was released by the official Bill Belichick accounts on social media. So this is a statement from Bill Belichick addressing something that nobody asked for, but he basically says, TLDR, says, I will not be the head coach of the New York Giants. I have no interest. I have great respect for them, though. I have great respect and genuinely care for the New York Giants organization, but I don't want to be their head coach. He says, I have not and will not pursue any NFL head coaching vacancies. Since arriving in Chapel Hill, my commitment to the UNC football program has not, what is that word?
It's wavered, right?
That's not the correct word.
What?
So whomever wrote this, Adobe, Photoshop,
Jordan,
or whomever.
Jordan.
So this word is wavered, W-A-I-V-E-R-E-D, and not to correct or proofread, but I will because this is an official statement. The word that should be used there is W-A-V-E-R-E-D.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. So this version
in fairness,
is wavered.
she's still in school.
This is a great point, Adam. This is a great point.
I'm gone.
She though has freshly graduated. You know, it's okay. That you know where she went to school, guys. Bridgewater State. So Bridgewater State's own cheerleading champion. So we had some reaction on social media to this statement. Jackson Hawes fan club.
Ready.
This is TLDR. My girlfriend said no. Basically, yeah. She said no. We're staying. We're staying in Chapel Hill. Clam fan says I can't be the only one who thinks this is 100% prime grade bull. If the G-men came to him with a contract, he will load his girlfriend onto the jet and get out of Chapel Hill in a nanosecond. Remember, he's 15 wins short of the all-time win record. Take the other side of this bet. Of course he would. If the Giants said, "Hey, Bill Belichick, come be our head coach," you think he's saying, no, let me create a statement to tell you no. Also on all of this font and formatting and with my name at the bottom and then collab on Instagram with UNC football how about it. I don't think he would be doing that. I think he would say yes, and we'll be there, as Tom Pelissero said, in the dead of night. He also tweeted, this will happen in the dead of night.
Adam, she needs spelling blocks. She needs some, some flashcards.
What is 2 + 2?
While we're here, this seems like an appropriate forum for me to announce that I'm taking myself out of the running to be the Red Sox new lead play-by-play voice on Nessie.
Yes. I would also like to take myself out
I
of
know
the
you're
running.
not looking to replace Dave O'Brien and that the job's not available, but I am taking myself out of the running. You can't have me.
I would also like to say
I'm happy on chat.
I am turning down the option to be in the Victoria's Secret fashion show next year. I'm not going to do it. And
Well,
even if you beg me, I'm not going to do it.
All right, well, I guess I might as well keep it going. Stop calling me about the sexiest man of the year. I'm not going to do it. So quit asking. Stop calling.
Yeah. So I think, Bill Belichick turned down non-existent offer season, you guys. That's what Bill Belichick is doing.
I like how quickly Diana Rossini from The Athletic had to come out and say,
exactly.
BT Dubs.
Yes, BT Dubs.
Not even on their radar.
No one.
Not even on their radar.
BT Dubs, you guys, will be talking to Nat Gordon coming up next about the Red Sox this season and what he thinks the team will look like next year. Stay right here.
Welcome back to Boston has entered the chat. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. I call him Big Swole. Nat Gordon of the Play Tessie podcast. Good morning, my friend, and welcome back to the program.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
It's going good. I mean, listen, we're going to talk Red Sox offseason, of course, but it's going really well because your football team, Nat. I see you tweet about the Patriots all the time. I said, look, we're going to get to Red Sox talk, but I can't not talk Patriots with my guy Big Swole. So Jamar Chase is out, we know, for Spitgate. Talk to me about that and talk to me about your football team this season. Did you see this coming, my friend? Be honest.
Travis, I'll be honest with you. I had him predicted for 7 wins. So, no, I didn't see any of this coming. And I trust me, I saw the schedule. And anytime anyone would get mad at me for saying just 7 wins, it's like, listen, they're close to doubling their win total from a year ago if they get 7 wins.
That's right.
Now they have more wins than the last 2 years combined. And, look at the schedule all you want. And it's funny because it's like they get the Bengals, but no Joe Burrow and now no Jamar Chase. Yeah, the schedule people are in shambles. What else can I say?
They got more wins in their streak than Nat had for the year.
Okay, so Gordo, before we switch gears, I have to ask you, are the Patriots going to the Super Bowl? Are you feeling super about this team?
Why not? I don't see why not. Perfect. I don't see who in the AFC scares you. Seriously. Are you going to see the Chiefs? They're 500.
Yeah, we will be talking about your dream scenarios, Gordo, and that seems to be one of them is the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Why not?
That's right.
Why not us, right?
Why not us? And we got a young quarterback, we got a young coach, we got so much time. This could be I don't know how we got so lucky as to go from the 20-year dynasty of Brady and Bill, and now you've got Vrabel and Drake May, and it feels like we're about to get 10 to 20 more years of it. It's incredible.
Okay, Gordo. Red Sox have entered the chat. We'll keep the Patriots in there. Who gets us a duck boat parade first?
Oh, Travis.
They're both close.
I'm going to have to go.
How do you pick your favorite kid, right?
Yeah, how do you? I don't know, because I did just say that the Pats could make the Super Bowl, but I feel really good about the Red Sox future, too.
Yeah,
I have to go with my Red Sox, though. That's where I'm going to lean with my heart here and go with the Red Sox. I really do think that they're going to do the right things this offseason, push this team over the top, and then the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to be talking about Roman Anthony.
That tracks with what you said because the Patriots can make the Super Bowl, not win it, but then the Red Sox get to the World Series and win it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I see the path. All right, Gordo, let's get into your dream lineup here. So this is what we're about to see is a dream defensive lineup. Is that right? Explain this to me, my friend.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So here's the dream defensively. I think the Red Sox have 2 major needs this offseason, and it's right now at third base. There's the Alex Bregman hole at third base, and then they need a DH. So there's no DH here, but I've got the catcher, Carlos Narvaez, was a Gold Glove finalist last year. Really happy with him. First base might be a little controversial. If we're talking dreams here, my dream is that Tristan Casas will make it and be ready for opening day and be back to the guy that he was in the second half of 2023.
These two are snickering at you.
This is a nightmare.
They are
I get it. I get it. It depends some time. I get it. But
whose dream is this? Honestly, like I know dream is in quotes, like the little quotations because you were told to be realistic with these dreams. But I mean, here's the thing. I'm sorry to cut you off, but here's the thing that jumps out at me. And I know there's no DH because obviously the DH does not play defense. And we'll get to your DH. I don't know who the DH is. I'm just assuming it's like Pete Alonso or Kyle Schwarber or something like that. But who's here's the problem when I look at this.
Yeah.
There's no, I know, put injuries, health, all of that. That's a change. But in terms of personnel, there's no change. Like, these are all the names that we know.
That's right.
All these guys are here.
Sans Duran. No Duran.
Give us somebody new.
No Duran. That's it.
Give me a new guy that's going to put him over the hump.
I'll tell you, the guy who's going to put him over the hump in this scenario is Kyle Schwarber. That's the new guy.
That's a DH?
You look at the lineup last year, yeah, he'll be the DH.
Okay. All right.
I mean, this is a lineup that when guys were healthy last year was one of the better offenses in baseball. So, yeah, the lineup that you saw when they got to the postseason, the lineup that didn't have Roman Anthony in it, like the lineup that had an injured Alex Bregman in it, yeah, that certainly wasn't good enough. But if they get a healthy Alex Bregman back, they add Kyle Schwarber to the mix here, get everyone, Marcelo Meyer back in the mix healthy. Like all of these guys, like none of these guys are guys that you want to subtract from your team. Like they're all really good players. It's just that can you get them all on the field healthy, and can you add that middle of the order 40 home run bat to really glue the lineup together? Because that's really what they were missing last year. Trevor Story was the team leader in home runs at 25. So to me, the dream is not moving and shaking everything like it was the last couple of years. Like we saw a playoff team this year. I just need to see more power in the lineup, and I need to see them bring back Alex Bregman. And even though it's a dream lineup, like it's within reason here. Like they can add both, and they should add both back to this team.
Could you see a scenario, Gordo, where all of that exists, and that's what it looks like on the field, and then the DH, they don't get Kyle Schwarber, Jarren Duran remains and is the DH?
I could see it. I mean, Breslow talked about it earlier at the GM meetings that, hey, we don't need to trade one of these guys. Like we made it work last year. We had a rotating DH. You also have to factor in Masataka Yoshida into this mix.
Yeah.
To me, if you want to add Pete Alonso or Kyle Schwarber and bring back Alex Bregman, maybe attaching a prospect to shed some of Masataka Yoshida's salary is a way that you ease the pain on the pocketbooks a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there is a scenario where they could do it, but to me, I see the easiest route for this team to get a 30, 40 home run masher is to slot him into the DH spot. I mean, obviously you could slot him into first base if it's Pete Alonso, but now it's like, where is Tristan Casas going? If he's healthy, if he's ready to go, do you really want to put yourself in a situation where if he's really back and he's ready to go, now you're talking about which outfielder are we benching? It gets a little complicated there.
There are going to be a lot of reports, a lot of noise over the course of the next couple of months, especially as we get into December, even January, and who knows? Like Bregman may not have a team officially before February. Guys are signing later and later into spring training as the years go along, so it's not like the hot stove that we all grew up with. But I don't know why we're seeing reports from John Heyman, for instance, notable MLB insider, about, well, if Bregman leaves, then this in terms of Alonso or Schwarber. That, like, why not both? I know it's not my money, but it's this is not a financial concern, obviously, on the part of ownership. This is a choice to make. And why are we, to your point, we heard from Breslow about we want this, we desire this, we plan to do this. I feel like a report like that from Heyman yesterday is starting to kind of curl in the other direction of, well, but like temper I don't want to temper expectations, Nat. I want both. They need both. They can afford both. Let's get both.
That's right.
You're dead on, Adam. I couldn't agree more. I mean, you look at the situation here. If it's an either or thing, like let's say they bring Alex Bregman back and that's their bat. Like you talk about running in place. That's running in place. You're basically running it back. And don't get me wrong. I just made the argument why last year's lineup, when healthy, wasn't bad. But we're talking about a team that Craig Breslow said they want to take the next step. Like we're not talking about just getting to the playoffs now. We're talking about putting ourselves in a position to make a deep playoff run, and that takes home runs in the postseason. They've said that. They said that at the end of the year presser. They've said it since. So if it's just Alex Bregman, I don't know where that power is coming from. And if you, let's say, add Kyle Schwarber or Pete Alonso, but you lose Alex Bregman in the process, like, don't get me wrong, you're adding the power. But in terms of deepening the lineup, you're not doing anything. Like, it's essentially running in place. So to me, you can afford to do both. There are ways to ease it to ease the pain on the pocketbooks. There are salaries that you can attach prospects to dump, and obviously the outfield trade. If you trade, Jarren Durant's the most expensive outfielder this year at between $7.5 and $8 million. Like, there are ways to shed salary too, but they need to find a way to add 2 bats to this lineup. Make no mistake about it.
All right, Big Swole, let's keep living the dream. Let's see that pitching dream rotation of yours. Talk to me.
Yeah, see, we're dreaming here because I think the Red Sox really just need to add one to the top of this. But if we're dreaming here, Hunter Greene is my ultimate dream addition, right? Like, this guy's got 3 guaranteed years of control plus a team option, 4 years of a guy who comes out the gate as a starting pitcher throwing 100-mile-per-hour gas, right? And this guy's an all-star. Slot him right behind Garrett Crochet. That is a tough lefty then righty 1-2 punch in a rotation. What would be maybe the best in the game. You follow that up with Brian Bayo, had a great year last year. And then we're going to add Merrill Kelly. He's an older guy, doesn't have a draft pick attached to him, would just cost you money. Stabilizing force towards the back of the rotation. It's a guy that the Red Sox were interested in at the deadline and may have been kind of close to acquiring at the trade deadline from Arizona before they shipped him to Texas. But he's a free agent now. Probably wouldn't take a long-term deal. It would just cost money. And then in the 5 spot, we've got Patrick Sandoval. I know a lot of people are down on him because he's another one of those Sox sign the injured guy and hope he can make it back kind of guys. But this is a guy who in 2022 was a number 2 starting pitcher, and he's been a mid-rotation guy, and you're just asking him to be in the back of the rotation. And if he doesn't work out, there's other guys to fill that spot. But the dream here is that they would add multiple starting pitchers and really guarantee yourself a 1 through 4, 1 through 5 punch to get you all the way through the season and through the postseason as well.
Okay, listen.
You're heavy breathing over there.
Yeah, the dream pitchers are way better than the dream defensive for me. However, I do have to ask you. I mean, the Red Sox allegedly are in love with Joe Ryan.
There it is.
Allegedly, the Tigers are interested possibly in moving the Cy Young winner in Skubal. I like Hunter Greene. Please hear that. I don't want you to take this as me attacking you. I'm just asking, where are those guys? You don't want them? You want Hunter Greene over them? I'm just asking.
I do want Hunter Greene over those guys. And
okay.
I'll start with Skubal because I feel like that's the one that could come off as crazy. But if you're trading for Tarek Skubal, you're trading for 1 year of, he's the best pitcher in the American League. Don't get me wrong. Back-to-back Cy Young winner. It doesn't get better than Tarek Skubal, but you're trading for 1 year. Whereas Hunter Greene, he is a top-of-the-rotation guy with 4 years of control. You've got so much flexibility to continue adding, to continue working with the roster around that. Whereas with Tarek Skubal, it's 1 year, and if you want to keep him, you better be ready to pay $400 million, which we haven't necessarily seen. So it's a risk to trade for a guy who's a rental, and then maybe you see the Dodgers come in after maybe sitting out an offseason this year and preparing to shell $400 million at Skubal. There's no possibility of that with Greene. And with Joe Ryan, I mean, I love Joe Ryan. I would go nuts if the Red Sox traded for Joe Ryan. I just think Hunter Greene is a better pitcher with more team control.
Okay.
I'm not sure who loves Joe Ryan more, actually. The Red Sox, according to all these reports, are our guy Lou Merloni, who's going to join the show tomorrow. Lou is a big Joe Ryan guy.
Yeah, he is.
So you think then, and I know we're talking about DH possibilities, and obviously the money it comes to for them, and then for a guy like Hunter Greene, he's more of a trade acquisition versus Merrill Kelly. Obviously, that's money and no draft pick compensation, like you said. I mean, which is more likely? If heaven forbid we got to head down a path, we can't go down both roads and merge these things. It's either going to be the quality number 2 pitcher or it's going to be the power bat in the middle of the lineup. Which one do you think is more realistic for the Red Sox?
Well, I hope it doesn't have to be an either or thing. But if I had to say it, I would pick the number 2 starter because I suppose there's a scenario where they bring Alex Bregman back, and we love Alex Bregman and everything he brings to the table, but he's not that 30 to 40 home run bat. I don't see them entering the season next year without getting at least some semblance of a number 2 starter. Maybe they get a guy, maybe all else fails and they get a guy who maybe we would argue is a lower end number 2 as opposed to a co-anchor with Garrett Crochet, but they're going to get a guy to fit at the top of the rotation. It's just a matter of who. There are so many options, whether it be in trade or free agency. And you had Ken Rosenthal yesterday talking about how he thinks they might go after one of the free agents as opposed to one of the trade targets, which, I mean, that surprised me. I still think the trade route is the best route for that. But either which way they go, there are so many options. It feels like they can't possibly mess it up.
All right, Nat, you know we love you, man. We appreciate you, Big Swole. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time, brother. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Gordon.
Still to come here on Boston has entered the chat, a kinder, gentler, apologetic me as we bet on the Patriots. Just stay tuned. You'll see what I'm talking about right here on Boston has entered the chat. Can you bring his tweet back? My math is off. Somebody bring it back.
It says they're going to lose 3 out of their next 4 games.
3 out of 4.
They could lose 2 out of 4.
No? We need him on the show. Somebody call him right now.
I'll reach out to Philly Godfather.
What type of betting are you doing, sir? I understand you and Adam are cool. I don't know you. Okay, so I'm telling you right now, your bets are trash.
Are you sitting here then just locking in they're going to beat the Bills and the Ravens? Because that's what you're talking about if you're saying 2-2 is not plausible.
I'll tell you this. I would bet on that before I'd bet on what the hell he talking about.
Well, of course that's not going to happen. Something needs to go remarkably. I don't know if he believed when he sent that out because that tweet was sometime yesterday, probably before Sunday Night Football. I missed the timestamp.
Sure.
I don't know if in his head, well, Jamar Chase is going to be out there, and he's not going to be out there.
That's right.
And Joe Burrow, maybe he'll be back early.
That's right.
You know, if they go out and they win that game against Pittsburgh, and there's a desperation on the part of the Bengals, then maybe, right?
Maybe during the Packers-Giants, he thought Jameis is going to get this done.
Right.
Here come you were wrong, Billy.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, stick to the Eagles. They got their own problems.
I mean, we said we could try and get him. Trav, now that you're looking at the man face to face, that's not a man I'd want to cross. I don't know if you got any thoughts.
Stelios, I'd like to apologize to you and all the hard work you do to make your plays. They are not trash. They're profitable. You've been in this game a long time. I was having too much fun. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man. I was 40 years in this business. I've won a lot of big bets, and I know along with a lot of people in New England. My cousin who grew up in Waltham, Mass, now lives in Palm Beach. He texted me right away. Are you drunk? What are you sending out on? But if you really look at the math behind the statement or the tweet, the odds of the Patriots losing the next 4 games in a row is probably like 100-1 off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And how you get those odds is you basically multiply the money line odds times 4. It's that simple. But the odds drop off dramatically around to like 15-1 of them losing to the Bengals, Bills, and Ravens, or Giants, Bills, and Ravens. So it's still a long shot.
Yeah.
But it's not as much of a long shot as most people think. And I bet long shots all the time. I mean, I had the Buccaneers at 50-1 to win the Super Bowl in 2020. I had the Florida Gators last year at 19-1 to win the college basketball national championship. So if you do the math, it's not really that much of a long shot.
Yeah.
I love Mike Vrabel. He's one of my favorite coaches. And if you look at his second half adjustments over the years, I think he's number 1 in the NFL in points scored. Drake May, no one was a bigger fan of his coming out of college. I sent out a tweet saying whoever gets Drake May is going to be extremely happy. And now he has the second best odds to win the MVP. But again, this Patriots team has been extremely fortunate and lucky. I think they're ranked like 4th or 5th in luck ratio this year. They've had the better overall health score of every opponent they faced this season, except for week 1 against the Raiders. And you saw they lost that game. So they've been a little bit lucky. Good coaching, good quarterback play, but a lot of luck has been involved. And what this tweet basically comes down to is, do you think the Patriots can win 9 straight regular season games or 10 straight in a row? And that doesn't happen much in the NFL because they're not beating the Ravens or the Bills. The last time they played the Bills, the Bills turned the ball over 3 times, and they lost the turnover differential 3-1. And anytime that happens, you lose the game 82.5% of the time. So I don't see that happening. And this Ravens team is coming on strong. They got their mojo back. They're 1 game behind the Steelers in the division, but the odds to win that division is like -320. So I don't see them beating the Ravens either. So do you think they can win 9 or 10 in a row? That's what this, that statement basically comes down to.
Yes. Yes is the answer. Stelios Maltepes is here with us, the Philly Godfather. And if we have some time, we'll get to your Eagles and the defending Super Bowl champs, and looking like maybe the class of the NFC right now for sure. But here's where I don't know what's going to happen against the Bills and the Ravens, but I do confidently sit here believing we're going to be looking at a 10-game winning streak going into the bye, and part of that is obviously the no Burrow, no Chase factor, and the other being the Giants are a dumpster fire, and who knows what Jackson Dart's health situation is. Not that Jameis Winston isn't always live to cover a number. We just saw it this past weekend. The thing that jumps out at me, guys, the more I think about this, Stelios, is we should be talking about a team that's already won 10 in a row. This team should be 10-0 right now. It gave away the game against the Steelers, back in just prior to this 8-game winning streak, obviously, and opened the year with the Raiders. Did people watch Monday Night Football?
Right.
That team is trash. If the Patriots faced them literally any time other than, I think, week 1, that would have been a win. It's an awful team. So, I mean, we should be talking about an unbeaten, challenging Don Shula.
Right.
And yet they're 17th in DVOA on the season. And like I said, they've been extremely lucky. Listen, Vrabel's one of my favorite coaches, and luck favors the prepared mind, and he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. Like I said, Drake May's been played, lights out, but that makes it even more harder. If you think the Patriots should have won 10 in a row, well, do you think they can win 11 and 12 in a row? Jameis, he's always, if he doesn't turn the ball over, doesn't throw any picks, he'll beat you. He's a gunslinger. You see, he's kept his team, the Giants, in the game last week. And I talked to some people in Cincinnati. There's an outside shot that Burrow plays, even though Chase ain't playing. So if Burrow comes in here, I mean, this team was supposed to win 9.5 games before the season started, the projected win total, and the Patriots were at 8.5. So the nucleus of that Bengals team isn't bad with Burrow on the field.
So even if the Patriots do end up losing 3 of their next 4 games, do you think that they will still make the playoffs or even win the division? Will this hurt their chances of doing either of those?
I don't know about winning the division, but they're definitely going to make the playoffs. And in the playoffs, coaching matters. And Mike Vrabel, not to repeat myself, he's one of the best out there. You guys have been lucky and fortunate to get him. I don't know what the Titans were thinking. You saw what happened to the Titans, the drop off on that team since he's left. So I can see them winning, going a little deep into playoffs, but beating the Bills in the playoffs. If the Chiefs sneak in, the Ravens are coming on strong. The Colts, look at the Colts' point differential on the season, one of the better teams in the AFC. So it's going to be extremely difficult to get to the Super Bowl. But if some of the better teams, in my opinion, if they get a little banged up, like, all season they've been playing against the most banged up teams in the NFL, and the ball bounces their way, they could end up in the AFC Championship game.
So right now, unfortunately, we can't show you the tweet. Twitter is down, and we were kind of blaming Trav for this, obviously, and influential professional sports bettor as you are, potentially upsetting you coming in. Was the mob going to get involved in all of this? We didn't know. So Twitter's down. We can't reach Elon to fix this thing. What we wanted to do, though, was showcase your tweet that you referenced about Drake May. And I am curious, since all of this has obviously come to fruition, he looks incredible and very well could win the MVP this year. What is it going into the, right around draft time, going into the process of him turning pro that stood out that you said, this guy's got it. This guy's going to be a hit?
It's the defenses he faced in college, his touchdown to interception ratio, his pocket presence. There were so many different factors about that kid coming out. And people were asking me, is he better than Caleb Williams? And I would tell them flat out, yes, back then. Now, Caleb has played better this season, but I think Drake May is the cream of the crop. And you guys got a stud there playing quarterback for the next 10, 15 years, man. You guys can become a juggernaut again. I know, when Tom Brady left, it kind of broke everyone's heart. And you guys were calling him Benedict Arnold when he left. But this kid here, man, he's the real deal.
All right, Phil, we've only got a couple of moments here, but to touch on your Eagles quickly, do you believe that this is a repeat situation? Are the Eagles ultimately going to at least beat the team that represents the NFC?
What about A.J. Brown? We trying to get A.J. Brown.
Well, A.J. Brown's a big Tom Brady fan, big Julian Edelman fan.
Can we get A.J. Brown from you, please, sir?
He's like, sure.
I'm not sold on the Eagles, man. They've also been very fortunate. They've caught the better teams that they faced this year all banged up, like the Lions, the Packers, and the Chiefs. So the ball has been bouncing their way. They rank outside the top 15 in opponent yards per play and yards per play, offense and defense. They got a lot of talent on the field, but it's very difficult to repeat. It's hard to get back to the Super Bowl. It's hard to win it again. So I'm not sold on them as of right now. I think there's a couple other teams in the NFC that are better than them. But again, if the ball bounces their way, anything can happen. It's the NFL, man. It's a war of attrition.
Through Foxborough we go, I guess.
Fair enough.
That's just what it's going to have to be. Stelios Maltepes, again, the Philly Godfather. Check him out on Twitter. Check out his plays. The man's out there making money, except evidently when he's betting on the Patriots. Of course, he's got the booked. Check that out as well. Stelios, thanks so much, man.
Good luck, guys.
Absolutely. Well, listen, 3 out of 4 is not going to happen in terms of losses.
No.
It's just not going to happen. I do think they're going to enter the bye with a 10-game winning streak.
And
but then
beat the
after
Bills,
that,
at least, I think.
well, at least. Of course they're going to beat the Bills. I hope they beat the Bills.
I'm also not convinced that it's an automatic Ravens and Bills are going to beat the Patriots.
No,
I'm not convinced.
absolutely not.
Close.
It could happen,
Of course.
but I'm not.
You can't, in today's NFL, look at all the injuries we just saw during
That's
week
right.
11. You can't sit here and say that anything is automatic in this league. We're talking about games that are 3-4 weeks away. Anyway, we're not done here. Feels like we're wrapping. We're not wrapping up. We're going to go over to Nesson Nation. Check us out. Boston has entered the chat. 8 to 9 on Nesson, 9 to 10 Nesson Nation. Monday through Friday. Adam, stop talking. Catch us over there. All right, good. We'll see you next.